Hello, hello. Good morning, everybody. I got the face cam on today. Nice to see you guys. Nice for you to see me. I'm your boss, Joe Boss. This is the daily plan stream. And we're starting a little later than normal today, but that's all right. We haven't missed a darn thing. And we got news out the wazoo. I mean, holy cow. Let me go ahead and bring up Discord because I just posted the summary of stuff that I got here. And the members list real quick. So we got a bit of a research roundup. We got this stuff going on with Trump's trial date. That's being talked about a lot in geopolitics on the US front. Australia's light natural gas workers are about to go on strike. We're going to be reading an article on Bloomberg summarizing the timeline of these events. RBA just had another member get more hawkish. And same thing with the ECB. More people from the ECB getting hawkish. And the front headline for today on China. China, they're talking about doing some more rate cuts on their deposits and mortgages, like it says there. It's just they're not doing enough fast enough. I like this analogy here. It's like they're trying to take off a Band-Aid, a very sticky Band-Aid, but they're not doing it fast enough, and it's just painful. It's slowly taking off that Band-Aid. If they did the stimulus hard and fast and in a very directed fashion, it would definitely do a lot more. It'd be a lot more effective and show a lot more confidence behind the efforts of the Chinese and what they're trying to achieve with their stimulus. But if they do too much stimulus, it's not good. If they do too little stimulus, it's not good. Not good, either way you put it, but that's their job. They got to find that balance. Let's see here. What else is going on? We got a trade plan here. I just posted this one because of yesterday I posted some trade plans for the day. Let me go ahead and post one for today. It's kind of got more of a weekly outlook to it if you go and hop in the Discord and check it out. And then this is today's Streamo. And I'll go ahead and hide the Discord real quick, and we're going to take a quick look here. Uh-oh. Looks like we could be topping out for the day here. And if you read the trade plan, that was a risk identified here on the Euro Yen. Speaking of stuff to watch, real quick, let's organize things by return. Zoom in here, just a tad. Looks like, yeah, I need to zoom in like one more time because my face cam kind of overlaps stuff. Yeah, you know what? It wouldn't be the end of the world to take a shot short, I think. But man, there's still some considerable upside risks. This is what I was pointing out, right? You got this big ol' peak in your distribution. You don't know where exactly you're going to be topping out, but if you want to, if someone's on the more conservative side of they want to make sure they get into the position, I could totally see some traders starting to take. I mean, you could see how we're getting a top wick in here. So obviously some people are taking their shorts in here right now. But I have some bearish expectations for the yen. Wow, the largest mover right now is dollar yen. Dollar yen in the FX space, it's moved up 60 damn pips. Holy mackerel. Everything else has moved like 20. Either to the upside or to the downside. And it looks like for the week, this is kind of the zone we're going to be dealing with here. The trade's probably going to look something like this. Yeah, actually, that's right where I want to stop. And no one knows the trouble that I feel. No one knows where this trade is going to end. But you take your shot when you got ammo. And I sure do have some ammo. So let's see here. This sort of area is what I'm looking at here. Nice peak in the distribution of highs. We just got in there. I don't think we're going to be topping out right here right now. I think we got a little more leg room here until we get into Wednesday. Speaking of which, Wednesday we got some stuff. We got some stuff coming out here on Wednesday. Here on Financial Juice. Let's just scroll through. So this is tomorrow, Wednesday here, the calendar on the left-hand side. We got a lot of inflation metrics coming out of Europe. Another ECB speaker. We got the always wrong ADP. But the forecast is expected to come out way lower. And that might move something. I don't know. It's always wrong. CPI, more CPI out of Europe. And then U.S. retail inventories, excluding auto. Darn. It'd be nice to see how autos are already doing going into the current state of auto inventory going into the UAW strike. Let's see here. EIA crude inventories. Japan industrial output. Yeah, we're going to be getting some foreign investment into Japan. NBNZ business outlook. I think that's for New Zealand, right? Right, NZ. Chinese manufacturing PMI. Oh Lord, hopefully that might come in worse than expected, considering all the problems with stimulus right now. But we'll see. Wow, there's a lot of stuff. And then there's the French PMIs. Yeah, the intensity of importance and impact of economic events for this week is going up and up and up as we go through the week. As for today, we got JOLTS and Red Book. I mean, there's a couple of things here. API, some gasoline stuff. Gasoline inventories. Australian building approvals. That'll move some stuff. Australian CPI is pretty damn important. You know what? A lot of central banks, they're given a more hawkish tone. Here, I'll go ahead and I'll bring up this article here out of Bloomberg. So, since we're talking about Australia, let's talk about the Reserve Bank of Australia. RBA's Bullock says rate calls a month-by-month prospect till 2024. Reiterates central bank may need to hike interest rates again. Climate may prompt. Yeah. Let's see here. Specifically this bit here. Bullock said inflation is, quote, still too high in Australia, and her first priority is taking the helm and bringing that down. So even though inflation is starting to go lower, as you can clearly see from the chart here, right? The black line is year-over-year core, and that is starting to move lower. RBA think that's still they think that's still too damn high. So they want to get more aggressive on the hiking to make that fall at an accelerated pace, because they're not happy with the pace so far. But there's always the risk that if they fall into recession, like more people are starting to bark about that, hey, we're probably going to go into recession here in the fourth quarter. Hey, inflation's has all this potential for reacceleration. Me, guys. I just got an alert actually on. I just got an alert on dollar yen that we're going higher. Oh, my bad. I think I forgot to share my screen again. Oh well. That's just how things go. This is the article I'm quoting here. And you can actually get this and read this for yourself in the Discord if you want. But yeah, this is the thing that they're saying isn't falling fast enough, this black line right here. And so they want this red line to go up to bring the black line down. Yeah, it's not great. So when I was over here looking at all the economic events on the left-hand side, yeah, dude. This is... I don't know how Australia is genuinely gonna fare if they continue to hike going into these LNG strikes, going into, you know, a CPI that's still falling. They're hiking into a falling CPI. Given that they also might be hiking into a potential recession here in the fourth quarter, like, there's still too many risks on the table. I have a feeling that a lot of these more hawkish comments that have been coming out, because it's not just these guys here out of the RBA. It's also, this guy just said he's hawkish today out of the ECB. This guy yesterday said he was hawkish out of the ECB. Powell also, Jackson Hole, remember there was that big thing, oh, you know, we may need to continue hiking rates. There's this coordinated call for the central banks. Hey, we probably want to get more hawkish from here. But when you look at the probabilities just across the board, when you look at the futures and the way that they're being discounted so we can get those probabilities for rate hike expectations, there's no rate hike being priced in at all. It's like 10% probabilities across the board for any of these central banks to do any sort of rate hikes from here. Going from notification. Oh, I'm getting sent some outlooks here from Zeb. Thank you, Zeb. But I'll go ahead and be posting outlooks later today. Yeah, today's kind of becoming a bit of a heavy news day right now. Okay, so we got that. I'm going to go over this. That's shipments to Australia. This is what we need to check out. A timeline of Australian LNG workers' labor talks and as they threaten the strike. Okay, so what we want here. So these are the major LNG locations in Australia. And here are the key dates so far. So talks of a strike began July 26th. And then votes to authorize potential action started August 9th, so beginning of last month, or beginning of this month. And then Commission approves the requests to hold ballots on strikes. And now more ballots are being held, more talks are being held, more ballots are being held, more talks are being held. Woodside avoids strike after 15-hour meeting. Unions give Chevron 7 working days notice for industrial action. It isn't clear when the unions and Chevron will meet for negotiations now. August 31st, deadline for workers to vote on Chevron's proposed enterprise agreement on pay and other matters, which the unions oppose. September 1st, deadline for Woodside workers and unions to agree to a final deal. And September 7th, this stuff is coming in fast, people. Workers can begin industrial action at Gorgon and Wheatstone LNG export plants. Unions have said they plan to each week escalate actions, including rolling stoppages, bans, and limitations until Chevron agrees to demands. And that would be here. These are where the strikes are being held. On the west coast of Australia. Actually, see where it says Pluto and Prelude right there? Yeah. Notice how that's not on the coast of Australia, this one here that says Prelude. Well, I already have some familiarity because, I did research learning about the major imports, exports of major economies. Australia exports a lot of LNG. And let's see if I can find let's see here. That's an LNG project. Oh, yeah, and this is the Prelude. This is a...
G'day, and welcome to Prelude.
This is a huge-ass boat.
LNG facility right here off the coast of northwestern Australia.
Look at that.
We're mighty proud of what we've achieved out here. In fact, we're the largest floating facility ever built. So
Prelude is a boat that goes off the coast of Australia and sucks LNG out of the ocean floor. And it's the largest floating facility. It's technically a big boat, but they call it a facility. So it's the largest floating facility in the world. It's the largest thing on water in the world. And it's just to help Shell and Australia export LNG and take it out of the ocean. This thing is freaking massive. I watched this video, I don't know, a few years ago. I was just like, holy hell. Look at the size of this thing. They have hundreds of people on board. Chat, I'm gonna post this in the commodities trading channel if anyone wants to watch this on their own time. But getting familiar with how the world works, what's going on in the world, the achievements that mankind are achieving with technology, and the efforts we go through to acquire energy. Man, that thing is a freaking marvel of technology. Now, Prelude, I don't think is having strikes, at least according to the article here. And then this is, some tariffs in China are getting lifted because China needs food. That's what that article is pretty much saying. And then there's there's a big article out of Bloomberg today. I already posted this in the equities chat. Apple's iPhone supply chain splinters under U.S.-China tensions. Yeah, this is going to be a big deal for Apple and for growth going forward. Hopefully, Apple is able to diversify their supply chain away from China faster, but there's only really so much you can do. Okie doke. Let's see. Anything else we need to check out? So that's Trump trial. Oh, yeah, and then China banks, right? The Chinese banks cut rates on mortgages and deposits. There's a quote here from a head of China economics at Macquarie Group Limited. This is pretty much a good summary of the entire situation. This is an incremental policy step, not a game changer because people's confidence is low. Quote, I think we're going to see property easing come through in the coming weeks. I just don't know if it's going to be strong enough. That's the big deal. That's the big deal. Oh, we're getting some alerts on the trading front. Let's DXY gaining some strength. Let me go ahead and check out my trades here. Oh, look, I'm making money. Sweet. It's almost like I planned the profit or something. Man, Aussie dollar had a kick-ass trade today. Check that out. Look at that. For the week, you topped out there. And not only that, for the day. For the day. Man, this indicator kicks ass. Yeah, and you're probably heading to a low on the day right here, right now. Man, oh man. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Check that out. Oh man, yeah, I forgot I have to set up the sync globally on these trades. Yeah, because I took this trade not too long ago. I forget if I did this on the stream or not. Live on the stream. I think I did. I don't know. But I definitely shared it on Discord. And man, that is nutty. And I didn't even do this trade optimally, right? I was like, hey, I just want to make sure that if this thing falls down for the week over the next 3 or 4 days, that I have a somewhat decent price, and then I stop out before any sort of shenanigans take us higher on the week. It wasn't the best setup on the day, but you can definitely see, yeah, there was a peak in your distribution there. There's a peak in your distribution here. I took the more conservative approach. And now, like, damn, this thing's moving. We're moving. Man, it's almost like I've done everything I need to do now for the day. It's like I'm done trading. And dollar yen on a rip roar and a tear here. Yeesh. I'm actually kind of curious. Where did my drawing move for the day or something? I thought I had an extra drawing. Wow, man. Wow. So we're probably gonna hit a spot here on the end where we can catch a trade. I wonder, what does it look like on the month? Whoa, yeah, this might not be the best spot to try and short on the month. But yeah, going short yen was definitely the plan since the beginning of the month. Wow. Oh yeah, that's right. I can turn on the yield differentials. Man, they flipped from super negative to super positive here. So much yen selling here, so much dollar buying here. Man, oh man. Yeah, those FX yield spreads are going to have a bit more impact as far as signal goes as the yields in Japan start to trade in a free floating range. Man, oh man. Yeah. Hey, look at that. Probably hit the entry on this trade for the week that I set up. Yeah. New Zealand yen. Wow. New Zealand is incredibly weak right now. And euro? Oh yeah, this is where I set up that extra thing, yeah. So euro yen probably has a bit more gas in it. All the threats of the ECB, saying, "Hey, we're going to have some sort of rate hike." It's putting gas on this fire. Hello, millionaire mindset. Let's see here. I'll go ahead and ask you guys to hop in on when you got a momento. I'll be hopping in here. Actually, I'll go ahead and hop in here on the daily plan now. What catchy music. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and share that screen. Go ahead and share the link to the stream. yeah, so anyone who wants to hang out with me in the Discord after the stream's done or right now during the stream can hop in here and switch on over back to the charts. Yeah. Let's see here. What else is moving? Nvidia catching some air. Let's see here. Wow. I need to get a different chart for the UK. That one's super choppy. Man, DAX does not look fantastic here. I'll just say that much. DAX does not look fantastic. And Australia, not much going on. The CAC, the French stock exchange, probably topped out for the week. Euro 50 probably topped out for the week. S&P, you could argue topped out for the week, but for the US, you definitely got more juice because of that dollar. And yeah, I'd look for down around the 14,800s would be my expectation for NASDAQ. Yeah, and Dow. And for Dow, probably topped out too. And let's see here. This is the Nikkei. I mean, I expected it to come up here and top out. It'll probably head lower. How low will it go? No clue. But we can use these closing odds just to say, hey, where you're likely to end the trading week. Let's see. Nvidia. So we done that. Wood, as far as the commodity side, is nice and high. WTI, it's holding in there. The rumors with U.S. Iran are still kind of full force here right now, so it's kind of putting some cap on this. Copper down a little bit. Probably topped for the week here. Probably gonna go lower for the week. Probably around 373, 72. Silver. It's a bit. You're diddling in the middle here. Any sort of buys here, sells here. I think some sells around the 24.6, 24.7. And then longs around 23.6, 23.7. So it's kind of like this buck wide range. But if it does something like this where it goes sideways, and then spikes up into the end of the period, I don't think you understand if you're selling here, like what this indicator does. And then same thing with going all the way down here and buying here. Like, no, dude, that can lead to continuation trades. And gold, yeah, there's still a shot lower here on gold, but also a shot higher. The commodities are kind of in no man's land right now. How's lumber? How's nat gas? Wow, check that out for the week on nat gas. Ain't that a little bit cheeky? Hey, look at this peak in your distribution for where your tops for the week usually come in. We're just going to go up there for about half a second. Hopefully you had a limit. Man, oh man. That was a 5% move lower from that spot. One sec. Okie doke. And we'll go through bonds, a little bit of Bitcoin. So, looks like pound tens are moving, CAD tens are moving. and everything else is kind of sideways. So real quick, I'm actually interested. USD CAD. USD CAD's probably going to go higher. You can see probably bottomed out for the week here at this peak in your lows. What else was it? It was a pound, so let's check out pound dollar. Pound dollar is literally the, well, it's no longer the worst performing asset, but it's at the bottom of the watch list here. Yeah, you can drift a bit lower. I could definitely see a drift lower here into the middle of the week. Or it could just go totally kaputs and fall like another 80 pips from here and bottom out just below 125 on the week. Yeah, man. Look at all these probabilities just below that psych level, man. Oh, it's a psych level. I need to be buying at the psych level. Well, there's going to be, I can tell you the probability is like 20% of the time you get a drawdown in the immediate vicinity below 125. At least that's the probabilities given by this indicator. Let's see here. And Bitcoin, Litecoin got smashed today. Let's actually just go and check out the daily odds. Yeah, not the worst odds in the world here on Bitcoin. And then ETH hasn't moved a hell of a lot, and Litecoin got hit by like a whole percent here. Man, we're trading in the 60s now. I remember trading Litecoin. Oh my god, that is yeah, that's crypto for you. Just total BS waterfalls. Yeah, I remember trading Litecoin back in the 60s, like a long time ago. Really, it fell that much? Poor. Oh yeah, it's definitely fallen that much. I mean, I remember trading this thing. Here. So I was like, oh my god, Litecoin's at. Yeah, I did some good trading. Yeah, there was a situation in this crypto bull run back in history. Just let me reminisce a little bit, where Bitcoin did this big spike up first. I was on that, and so I was like, oh, let me get out. You know, a good run on that, and it was just for that day or two that Bitcoin did phenomenally. And then Litecoin still hadn't moved that much. So I'm like, oh, let me buy some Litecoin. And then that proceeded to do multiple dozens of percent. That was a nice little trade. And that was when I was just a wee lad in my trading journey. Oh, how dumb was I? Oh, how innocent was I? Alrighty, you guys, that's a little trip down memory lane on the crypto front. There really isn't much else to go over. Oh, I wonder if I go here. Oh my god, it's almost as if this is exactly where we've topped out for the day, where I put this setup. Wow. How easy was that? Oh man. Yeah, I'm surprised when I go through all these charts and show all these probabilities and do all this analysis on like the cutting edge news and the things to look at and all these economic events that are actually moving things. That more people don't watch this because shit, I would have loved to have a stream like this. Like when I was learning how to trade, damn. I get to learn about all these economic events and what actually moves shit. And then all this stuff that's breaking news on Bloomberg and all this cutting edge stuff that could move individual currencies that, you know, no other Joe Schmo's talking about. Yeesh. Yeah, man. Gold pile of information. I mean, the trading, the valuation, in my opinion, when you have something like this that helps you pick out hey, where's your most probable high and probable low? This makes the trade planning stuff, as far as finding out where to get in, where to get out, pretty easy. And it gives you the extra time you need to do the extra trade research that's actually necessary for you to get competent about what you're doing, relate with what other people are thinking and expecting about the markets that you're thinking about buying and selling in. And without those two bits of information and having concrete foundations in getting competent and relating with other traders and what they're doing and what they're expecting, well, you're missing, first off, the two puzzle pieces you need to just have the baseline amount of information you need to know what's going on in the market. But still, having that information doesn't make you a trader if you're not autonomously making your own trading decisions. And that's where the indicator can come in and be a bit helpful. Say, hey, you know, a lot of your tops for the week come in around here. A lot of your bottoms for the week come in around here. But your decision to go and say, oh, I actually want to sell there, I actually want to buy there, is your own discretionary decision. And you only really pull the trigger on that when you're, you know, very, very competent and you relate a lot with what's going on in the market. And then there's just a point where you are looking at the chart, you're looking at the opportunity, you're looking at new information that's coming down these squawks like financial juice. And you're just driven to make a decision. You're intrinsically and autonomously motivated, as the self-determination guys would say, to make a decision. And those decisions don't always work out, but at least I can tell you, oh, here's the probability of that trade not working out. But when you have this sort of stack of information and this knowledge about how markets actually work, that's at a professional level, not a retail level, it becomes a lot easier to cope with volatile positions because you know what you're doing. It becomes a lot easier just to not risk insane amounts of money because you know your expected value over the long run for taking certain trades. You're always protecting yourself against crazy events going on from totally wrecking you in your portfolio. Like, man, a lot of good information in this stream. We gotta grow this thing. We gotta get more people on top of this stuff. But you know what? Wait until November, December, when everyone has all this extra free time to be trading, and everyone's looking to get a little bit of extra money because the greed, that's when the greed starts to really come in for a lot of people. A lot of people get into trading around the fourth quarter because they have no money and they are literally willing to trust anyone who will say, hey, you know, give me your $100 and I'll show you how to turn that into 1,000. You know, total scams, right? But so many people get scammed during the holidays. It's insane. In, you know, trading, in retail trading, so many people get scammed on it. And hopefully here we can at least point and name call those people and put out some kind of common disclaimers as to what to look out for. But yeah, there's a lot of good people still in the trading space on YouTube. You know, for all the drama that there can be on financial YouTube, there's still some good guys. There's actually professionals who are on YouTube, like Mike Green. Like, go to Simplify. Mike Green's company. They got a YouTube channel and they got a podcast, and they just had this excellent podcast on the US dollar. Excellent. I posted it in the Discord, actually. Here, I'll go ahead and pull up the Discord real quick. This will be my last thought. Yeah, right here. I even have a whole little thread because I was like, oh my god, there's been so much great Mike Green content I've watched over the years. Let me just make a little thread here in the Macro to Micro research channel. And this goes over like how he got started in the business, some more recent videos talking about recession. His one of his most popular videos on YouTube is this debate he had on Bitcoin with Popliano. And I watched this when it first came out, and I'm like, I kind of side with Pomp. And now that I'm a little bit older and a little bit wiser, I'm like, Green knows what he's doing, knows what he's talking about. Green is definitely the guy who actually is correct, and Pomp is being gambly. He's pumping up, you know. And yeah, this is the podcast that I'm talking about: vanilla, chocolate, or Grimace. Which flavor of the dollar milkshake would you like? Yeah, man. That was a that was a fantastic episode. I highly recommend, if you are trading FX at all, watch that video. Alrighty, you guys. I'm going to say today was a good stream. Thank you guys for watching. I've been your boss, Joe Boss. This has been the daily plan on YouTube for Plan to Profit. And thanks for watching, you guys. I'll see you in the Discord if you want to hang out.